Morphogenics is a recruitment company that recruits the top 1% of talent in the AI, ML, and semiconductor industries. And those are the companies that we help. We're actually trying to get the best talent for those companies so that decision makers are able to actually make the most contribution for themselves as well as their company, as well as maximize on their time with their loved ones and families. So you said that you're in group architecture, Jeff. How big? How large are they?
Geez, man, I think that it's got more than 7,000 employees.
Wow,
not more.
That's incredible. Okay.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's one of the biggest financial services company in the world. But as you were asking in one of the questions, the challenge. So one, financial, the resources to do it. You know, so no one was willing to say, I'm gonna go first and I'm gonna put 100,000 for this. Secondly, the expertise. So internally, most companies don't have. You know, you've got specialized companies that do blockchain, and most of those are cryptographers and mathematicians, and you know they're very expensive.
Right.
You know. Yeah. So then you'd want them to also work with your business analysts to understand the business problem. So then there's a barrier there. And the CIOs, it was easier for them to say, you know, this is too hard. Would rather just stick with what we have.
Correct.
But at the same time, they're hearing that the competition is doing this. You know, at one point we had, or they were implementing this, and but then, you know, it's market rumors. You don't really know whether they did it or not. You know, yeah. So that was one of the biggest issues, that the lack of understanding or the dragging of their feet to say, let's just take a risk and try this out. And my company, much like maybe some other companies, you know, that are like not startup, very conservative, you know, because they're dealing with people's money, a lot of money. So they would rather see it happen somewhere else. Integration with other blockchains. So to establish consensus and trust, you could have one party that says, I don't trust this. So that would be a deal breaker. Right. And then even if you agreed on the trust part, the technology, let's say you've got your own blockchain and I have mine and we want them to merge. The interoperability between the two would not work. That was a challenge. You know, it required a lot of resources to get that to work.
Right.
So that's another challenge that would come into play. Good example is, you remember in America when they used to have GSM, and the other one was, I can't remember, it was a different technology for cell phone. So if you move from one area, the West Coast, and you go to the East Coast, your cell phone wouldn't work. You know, because they didn't use GSM, they used a different technology, FH something. So interoperability was another thing, you know, that came as a big challenge.